All right, welcome to Make a Path Presents, and we are finally back. First off, let me know if you guys can see me good, hear me good. Every now and then your software has an update, and for some reason, I guess because I'm switching the headphones and the microphone around when I'm doing when I'm editing other videos, like I had the Beats headphones I'm using for the Flaw and All reviews when I'm actually watching the movie to have the best sound, and I guess because of that, it went to default on some of my settings, so I had to change some sound settings or else you guys wouldn't hear me good. I couldn't hear me at all for a minute there. Turn it a bit down. You're going to have to turn it down a touch then. Wait, if I turn it down for you, as long as you can hear me good, the worst thing is not being able to hear me. If I turn it down for you, the next person's going to say they can't hear me none, because I constantly get that. I got to go in the settings and fix it better to where I'm actually louder. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this Friday we get the next episode early on AMC. How does that, the premiere was like a week early, but then from this point on, don't we get it a little early? AP with a $3 dono, birthday shots from me at midnight. Well, happy birthday, AP. We're going to, for anyone new here, or if you're just catching up, we're going to give it another 30 seconds or so, and then we're going to get into the review. It'll only be about a 10-minute or so, and then we'll go into the fan feedback, which is asking you guys what you think about the episode, and we'll go back and forth. Let me mute this a bit. My phone's blowing up here. Anyhow, don't forget, we still have orders for Doomsday Kingdom. That's my comic. We still got a few copies available. You can find it on Indiegogo. Either search it or find a link down in the video description. Again, that's Doomsday Kingdom, because the next book is coming out. It's called Public Enemy #1. That we'll be announcing that and getting that launched soon. But if you want the first book, the second book is a continuation of it. Where's the screen at so I can see? There we go. There it is right there. Doomsday Kingdom. Fantastic cover with some blood splatter on it. Looks amazing. There's a few more copies available. Let's dive right into this review because it's exactly what I thought it was going to be when they first announced this. And then the way they hyped it up is they made it sound like it wasn't going to be this, but it ended up being this. And what am I talking about? It's a glorified webisode. I don't hate it. I want to make it abundantly clear. For a first viewing, it's nice having Maggie back, and it's nice hearing a little bit about, even though it is pretty convenient. I was so busy up until my return, and then everyone's dead. We lost our community. I was really hoping they would do something a little more, a little less predictable than that. That was so predictable. It was like, that's got to be the last thing we're doing. This episode's in that ballpark where we understand there's a pandemic going on. We get that. There's weird scenes where they cut it right before she's about to stab a walker. The big bad has like this, army gear on. Obviously, it's when they were first coming back, so they couldn't fight somebody face to face, or it would just be more difficult filming that. So obviously this guy's decked out so that way he can wear a mask under his thing and yada, yada, yada. A lot of the images are far away fights, and they I don't know. So yes, we understand it's COVID. We cut them some slack on that. We get that they're making a return, but it's not going to be as big, so we cut them slack on that. But at the end of the day, is this an episode I'm probably going to rewatch again? Probably never. I don't think I'm ever going to watch this episode again. And I don't hate it. I just don't think it brought fire with it. I think it was just okay. Issue 5 for Doomsday Kingdom will have printed copies on the website only. And again, we're going to be announcing that soon. James was... we're going to be going over that as well, because he's going to make a whole video series. He got this van and he decked it out to live and work in the van. And trust me, you need further explanation because it's pretty badass, but it's also crazy as shit. So he's going to do his own video on that. We might even do a little collab video, but I told him you got to record it and show it off because he's got tables he can pull out so he can travel and work full-time on the comic. It's nuts. But yeah, the next thing we're doing is announcing the physical copies for 5. we're launching the campaign for the next book that's going to continue with issues 6 and 7. Anyhow, so real quick, let's get into the actual official review. Right off the bat, the intro, I don't know what it is, but when they do the dialogue intro, it just comes off as cheap TV. I can't shake that. It doesn't matter because, again, when you rewatch these on DVD or digital, you're not going to get those intros or you're just going to skip them. The Maggie and Negan, I remember everyone hyping that up where they said, oh, Maggie and Negan meet and there's a table read. I remember skipping it because I didn't want it early. I wanted to watch it on the show, and I skipped it, and nothing happens. They just look at each other. Now, it's still cool because it's like, okay, it's building up to something, but I don't understand why that was even promoted. Ooh, we're going to have a table read of Negan and Maggie, and they don't even talk to each other. I think Negan just says, like, hey, what's up? And that's it. Anyhow, so we got them the face-off. The Maggie and the Hilltop was a weird one because I guess I wasn't thinking about it officially, but in the comic it was destroyed and then they rebuilt it up again. But it looks like they're taking that storyline and adding it to Alexandria, and it looks like the Hilltop is officially done. And that would make sense that they get rid of it since it's the show is ending anyway, the main show. So it seems like they would get rid of that. They would stop renting that space, or maybe they're using that space to film other stuff. I don't know, but it looks like they're all the way done with the Hilltop. But because Maggie was gone, there was a missing oomph I felt to the fall of Hilltop. It just kind of felt like it doesn't matter. Like they were there, they show that it's gone, but I don't know. It was missing an oomph because she's been gone. Where I kind of rolled my eyes is the big bulk of the episode is where, or not even the big bulk, but a big moment is where they're like, okay, we got to split up and we're going to meet at the Alexandria. And then they stop off and they're like, oh, let's clear out this area and we'll sleep here. If I watch another Walking Dead episode of anything, I don't care if it's a spinoff, a main show where they got to clear out an area just to sleep there and talk, I think I'm going to lose my fucking mind. It's constantly in it. And for some reason in this episode specifically, it was real clunky where they were almost looking at the camera. Hey, we're going to go over here and we're going to clear this, kill some walkers, and then yada yada. And then they had a really shit soundtrack playing over it when they were clearing out the walkers. I don't know what it was, but that part touched a nerve, man. It was repetitive. It was weak. It was weirdly worded dialogue-wise where it was like we're half retarded and the writers want to make sure we know what's going on. Yeah, we get it. So Cole I want to mention this because this is a weird thing I've noticed with The Walking Dead. Beta was a comic character we knew was coming, and his signature weapons were dual, like machete-looking badass blades. But then they gave Daryl the dual blades, and then they gave Beta dual blades in the same season anyway. And now it looks like the new guy, Cole, has dual blades. I don't know. It's just a weird thing I'm noticing where you're expecting maybe a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little more diversity in the signature weapons here. But at first I thought, wait a minute, did he take Beta's blades? Nah, he wasn't there for that. He came after. Maybe he did. I don't know. Anyhow, they have this moment where they go into well, they got a nice catch up with Maggie and Daryl. I did like that. But they have this Predator music or soundtrack from the movie Predator. Not the actual soundtrack, but it really sounded like it. If you go back, if you know the movie and you watch this, it sounds like they're trying to recreate that. And it's the same kind of thing. There's, one hunter out in the woods and it's hunting the rest of the group, That has to be what they were going for. And it had a cool element to it. Even them getting shot, even though it was the red shirts dying all over the place. A little bit ridiculous, but I like the tension there with the that sniper, the army guy out there in the woods hunting them and picking them off. Even when they were fighting a bit, real quick, Daryl just swings at him once and gets knocked the fuck out. But I don't know. I like that vibe that they had there, even though it was quick. And it's getting to the probably the worst part of the episode. I do want to rewind it. The guy with the badass mask, they turn him into a pussy. So that's fucking terrible. I don't know what they were doing or thinking. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about that anymore. So here's the one scene I want to show you guys. This, I think we're going to see more of this. Maybe, hopefully, it was just because they were starting to film again. But Maggie goes to kill this walker. Is it right here? And there's a weird cut. Yeah, right here. Oh, I wrote the wrong time down, I guess. It doesn't matter. There's a weird cut where Maggie goes to throw a knife at a walker or goes to stab the walker. And they literally cut right as she's going to stab. I don't know. It's just so strange. But I'm assuming it has something to do with COVID. Let's go back to the worst part of the episode. The guy pulls a grenade after saying, I put it on the captions, Pope marked you, is what he said. Yeah, this is so fucking terrible, man. Oh my God, that's embarrassing. I don't know. Yeah, right here, Pope marked you. So apparently Pope is going to be the new big bad. I'm assuming these are the Reapers. I'm assuming all that. It seems like it would line up, because why would they mention the Reapers as this bad group that attacked their other community? And then this is a totally different group. That would be like weird writing. Anyhow, Pope marked you. And then he does this. I got to cut it off because a little bit of music there is going to get us slammed. Yeah, right here. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They don't even move. They just kind of like close their eyes and they prepare for it. Like, oh, no. This is supposed to be at least one grenade, right? It's enough one grenade would probably take half the guy's body off and leave large chunks of his body around, right? At least rupture eardrums, I would imagine. Shrapnel would slice through most people in that vicinity. Some people probably get lifted right off their feet, thrown back a little bit, get a concussion at the very least with some shrapnel in the ass. Their booty cheeks be torn up with the shrapnel, but nope. You done? Anyone ever watched the movie Tremors? I love Tremors. But when they blow up the tremor, or the creature, the graboid, when they blow it up, there's like a ridiculous raining of meat and flesh and rain and blood and yada, yada, yada. That's what they did here. Instead of it being that dry kind of grenade sound, now we have this raining down of flesh for way too long. It's a few seconds, but when you're watching it, you're kind of thinking, because it should just be like explosion and maybe some, I don't know. But yeah, that was terrible. They're right there. None of them got hurt. No shrapnel. No, I mean, their eardrums. I don't know. That shit is awful. What else was there? It's cool that we get little Glenn. He's Herschel. He was Herschel in the comic. I always thought that was kind of a mistake, maybe. But Glenn was a predictable thing. Calling Glenn Jr., but then in the comic, she ends up calling him Herschel. I still think Glenn would be better. But we got baby Herschel. That's cool. And then they get to Alexandria. There's a small Easter egg where they scribbled out the whispers, silence the whispers, and they say whispers into screams. It's in the graffiti. It was a neat little Easter egg because that was a title of one of the moments in the comic. Yeah, it's right behind her here. But this, yeah, right here. Silence the Whispers, and then Whispers into Screams was one of the titles of the story arcs. What else we got? So, yeah, by Hilltop, and now they're back home at Alexandria permanently up until the end of the series. Lord knows what they're going to do. In the comic, they they eventually left Alexandria, but who knows if they're going to go that route, because the comic ended abruptly, and when we flashed back to what happened, they just, like one page, they showed us an abandoned Alexandria. So no idea if they're going to go that route, but it's not really a spoiler, because in the comic it just came out of nowhere, and it was just like, bam, here you go. Anyway, let's get some of your thoughts and opinions. I guess as an overall rating, I'm pretty much like it's an okay episode, pretty much down the middle. At a scale of 1 to 10, it would probably be around a 5. And I didn't hate it, you know what I'm saying? But it just didn't do anything to be like, yo, this shit is fire. It's just all right, for a one-off. Watch it once, and then as you're connecting episode to episode. But as something like a full season, when you're going back to rewatch some of your favorites, this is one of those episodes where I'd probably skip it, because what are you watching again? You're watching them, maybe Daryl and Maggie talk, but what are you doing? You're watching them clear out an area to sleep, and then a guy blows himself up in a ridiculous way. I mean, what are you rewatching? I don't know. Anyhow, this episode totally gave me the Wrong Turn movie vibes. If you haven't seen The Wrong Turn, you gotta check it out. I did watch the new Wrong Turn, and there's some stuff I liked about it, but the end of the movie made me want to punch the director and editor in the face, man, because the end was actually one of my favorite parts. I won't spoil it, but they roll credits at the ending. Like, I'm not talking like it ends and then immediately you see credits. It's coming to an end, and it's in like the climax moment. Not even, because there's like a double climax, but it's in one of the major moments, and it's rolling credits for a couple minutes, and then it ends. It has like its ending. Holy shit, that's stupid as hell. If they don't even care, why should I care about their movie? Nobody that actually cares about making a movie would put credits over something that was actually one of the best little moments of the movie. I just can't fathom that. I can't fathom it. Imagining, well, some of you probably haven't seen it, but Walking Dead Season 9 was so good, but Season 10 is overall just disappointing, I think. I have another view on that, because even back in Season 9, I said, yo, this is, picking up from Season 8. My theory is Season 8 was so bad that 9 felt better than it actually was. 9 was a good season. It's a solid season. When I look back to rewatch it, my rewatching kind of falls off right around where Rick bounces. I don't know. It's because they have this build-up, and then there's some good stuff, but I do feel like 9's overhyped compared to, or because of how shit 8 was. So it was a return, but at the time it was like, oh man, that's a true return because 8 was so bad, But I think 10's definitely got some issues. It's good that Walking Dead is just ending anyhow. With characters, it seems ridiculous where we have these conversations like Judith talking about her mother in the same stars. It's just forcing it in there to explain why, a mother left her kid, and I don't know. It's a good thing that The Walking Dead is ending, but at least keeping the franchise open to maybe revitalizing it in a different way, in a different story. What else we got from you guys? Laugh Out Loud. Fear is getting better as Walking Dead itself is getting kind of worse. That's coming back soon, isn't it? Poll. I totally forgot to do a poll. But since I am curious about your thoughts and opinions, I will pull up a poll quick. I'm going to put it in the comment box, so be ready for that. Straw poll. Create a poll. We're just going to do Walking Dead 10, 17. You guys already know you're voting on it, right? So we're going to do love, like, okay, meh, dislike, and hate. The only reason I'm doing that is because I remember the first time we did a poll and people were like, I think I just said love, meh, or hate, and people were like, well, I don't know what to vote for because I didn't love it. I didn't love it, but it wasn't meh. It was like, oh, fuckers. What's up, Princess Pie? I skipped your comment there. My bad. All right, create poll. Share poll. Copy link. Here. Go into the comment section only. It's not in the description. It's in the comment section. I shared a link for a straw poll. Go in there and vote. We'll leave it up for a few minutes. I'll vote while we're on stream. So give me a minute. I'll bring it over and vote. I think the writing's much better now, but the lack of main characters is a massive problem. Rick, Michonne, Morgan, etc. should be here. Yeah, I was even thinking, too, about how did we grow these connections to certain characters? However, some of the newer ones were just not. And when you go back and look at it, the character story arcs either really hit you or they don't. And I noticed that the writers don't realize, this character didn't actually grip the majority of watchers. They just continue on as if you love them as much as you did Herschel. Like, we grew to love the shit out of Herschel. And it's because he had a main point in a particular part of the story, and he evolved, and, his character played out in a way to where we grew to love him as one of, I think one of the more popular characters as a whole. If you look at the group, I think Herschel is wildly popular. And what happens is, like Kelly, for example, like, she's on the show long enough, the writers should go, you know what we did didn't work for the majority when it comes to Kelly. It just didn't work. Let's reroute, put Kelly in a part of the storyline in a way where we can now get a majority of the characters to see her as a main and to start building a connection with that character. Nope, I think the writers just kind of go, it's been long enough, they'll love her anyway, or fuck them, So I think that's what they do, and that's how they fail when it comes to these characters. A lot of the newer ones, like Connie, our only connection to her is she's got a cute presence, like a charm, and I'm not talking like I would pipe that, even though I would, but she's got like a cute charm to her. Like how she interacts with the characters and how the character is when it comes to compassion for other characters in the show. So, like, we have this connection, but it's really loose that you can build on. Connie could be one that they could build up really good. I would cut bait and run when it came to what's the bitch face one, the permanent bitch face, Magna, which is a shame because Magna in the comic was one I was so excited for, and she didn't do shit. And then Magna in the show, I thought they would redeem themselves, and she didn't do shit. She was actually worse. Hold up. We got some coin in the bank here from Mommy Hernandez. I may be drunk, but this episode looked boring. This is just for you because you're awesome. Woo! Thank you very much for the dono. I appreciate some of the money in the bank. Why am I getting those sounds? I think it's from this here. Danny Cost. The reveal. I don't know what my brain was doing, but it wasn't reading. The reveal of Elijah was disappointing. It was really disappointing. And I don't even want to go there when it comes to race, but I just want to point this out. A while ago, I shouldn't even go there because it's annoying. I'm so sick of hearing about race and everything that don't fucking matter. A while ago, I made a video. I think it's like 2 years now, where I forget what prompted me to do the video, but I think there was a lot of chatter in the comments, and people were pissed that they were making the black male characters weak, and I was like, I don't agree with that. I could see your point to some of you probably remember that video, but I was highlighting some of the characters that are strong, that have a yada, 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 and I don't know why it brought back memories of that, but I was just thinking, like, why wasn't he just like a badass? He already kind of looked like a badass. Now when you go back and rewatch it, it's like, oh, so he pulled those knives on Aaron because he was just scared and he was pissing his pants. He was like, oh shit, So when you go back and rewatch it now, you don't see this badass in a mask. Maybe he's just so sick of speaking with people, getting to know people who just eventually go on to die. He's kind of guarded, but tough and loyal. Instead of that, we get a guy who wears a mask because he doesn't want people seeing how much of a pussy he is, you know, how much of a scared little baby he is. It's like, oh man, what the fuck are you doing, man? Don't let me connect that to something that makes sense. The only reason I mention that is because when I made the video a while back and someone made a comment when they revealed the casting for Elijah, I think they showed it like 2 months ago or maybe a month ago. It was just the actor's headshot or something like that, like a promotional shot, and someone had made the comment, I bet you it's a black guy, he's gonna be a bitch, you know. And it brought me back, it gave me flashbacks, and it was like, nah man, there's no way, you know, he looks fucking badass, he drew his weapons, he's gonna be a cool character. I was wrong because he's a bitch. What else we got? Finally able to catch a live stream. It's 3 a.m. and I have school in 4 hours, so I gotta bounce. Well, go bounce and get an education, brother. What else? What are your thoughts on the casting for Joel and Ellie? I think the casting for Joel and Ellie is dog shit. I think it's safe, and I don't know what they were doing when they casted the girl from Game of Thrones. Looks alone, it's not hitting. Unless she grew and changed in a way where it's just not. And it's not about like a like hot or not type looks, and it's not about the character matching what's from the screen. There's a certain presence and charm, and I know the character in Game of Thrones was really like stiff and you know, it was cool for Game of Thrones, but it would never work for an Ellie character. And I don't know how that happened, you know, because it's not even close. It could work out and be good, but I don't think it's going to be. You have Pedro Pascal, is that his name? He's growing in popularity. I remember first seeing him, you know, on a TV show years ago and then being like, yo, this dude's got a good charm and charisma. He was casted mainly because he's not inherently white. He's not, or he is a safe bet. He's in The Mandalorian, which is basically The Last of Us in Star Wars, you know, with a smuggler, literally a smuggler. Joel's a smuggler who goes on a mission to take, holy fuck, that is literally The Mandalorian, The Last of Us in The Mandalorian. A smuggler who takes his cargo, which is a child, and he grows a fatherly bond with the child. And he ends up, in the end, you know, killing all the people that were going to take the child and do tests on the child. It's literally, the Mandalorian is literally The Last of Us, now that I think about it. Anyhow, I did enjoy The Mandalorian, but it's safe because it fits. It's a guy who, it's just safe. But I think there was a lot better options out there that were more unknown. But again, I think they were going for, the guy has the same beliefs that they do. Again, the not white one is important because of the Neil Druckmann, which that doesn't really matter. The safe bet, his popularity, his rise in popularity, and he was already playing a smuggler, literally doing the same show. So unless he really shits on his performance, there's no way HBO is going to get railed on a performance-wise and popularity-wise with the character. The character is not really controversial. He has the same more popular beliefs when it comes to Hollywood right now, or whatever's, you know, trending right now. So safe all the way around. What are your thoughts on 1016? I thought it was better than this episode, but still overhyped. I don't remember. I don't remember being excited about 1016. I think it was okay, but I think it was good, but a letdown for a finale. I forget how I reviewed that. What do we got? What was the best awe moment? The best awe moment in this, sadly, the best one, I don't know. I really don't know. You know, I would want to really narrow it down and be fair, but probably the best awe moment would just be Maggie and Negan looking at each other. For real. I got a feeling Angela is going to hit us with a future scene at the end of the show, and Herschel Jr. and Judith will be together. Well, I hope she doesn't do that. It just seems a little too, like, hey, look, the Legacy kids are together now. I don't know. Have you seen a trailer for Zack Snyder's Army of Dead? If not, you should. I did watch the trailer, and it's a teaser that I'm still excited to see it, because again, it's another zombie thing. But I didn't get anything from the teaser where I was like, oh shit, okay, you know? Someone really just asked if the Masked Man was Dwayne Morgan's son. I don't know why, but I've seen that a lot of places. Like, did they not watch the episode? Laugh out loud, his name isn't Dwayne. Like, what the fuck? People need to stop with that. No, here's the thing is, there's been a lot of reveals within pop culture with TV and movies. A lot of, like, twist reveals. So I think some people who just have it wired in their brain where they need, like, the twist, like it's a Shyamalan twist, and it's like, hey, Dwayne is dead. Dwayne is 100% dead. Morgan, 1,000,000,000%. Because here's the thing, you retroactively destroy one of the best, greatest performances in The Walking Dead if Dwayne is alive. Because that means that Morgan went crazy before Dwayne died, and he envisioned him getting killed, which is fucking stupid as shit. Morgan was a few feet away from Dwayne, and the story's damn near perfect how it is now. I don't know why anyone would want to ruin that just to have a twist of fuck Dwayne, you know? They can't even get the same actor because he's like old as shit now compared to before. Not that much time has passed as in real life, so no, fuck that. Dwayne's dead. Rest in peace, bitch. You know? Yeah, I agree. It's safe casting, but I do hope it works out because if done right, I think it could be a great TV show. Well, I hope it works out just because of the clickers and the atmosphere alone, you know? Yeah, Narcos, he was in that. Yeah, I liked him in Game of Thrones as well. Now that I think about it, you're right. They were both in Game of Thrones. Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's safe. Oh, wait a minute. That explains it. That fucking explains it. They were both in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was on HBO because a lot of those people intermingle, get to know each other. You know, I don't even want to go down certain routes, but a lot of them, you know, they have those connections. So now it makes sense. That makes the casting even worse. They didn't even really try. They probably just looked at, hey, what do we have that we're comfortable with? Who have we worked with? Oh, I know that person because I don't know, porking her mother or something. You know, it's like, all right, there we go. So I think I don't know. I just hope it works out because the clickers on TV gotta be badass. Definitely going to be a couple in a 20-year time skip. The show will end with Judas reading The Walking Dead tales to her and Herschel's son. I'll hold you to that if it does. I hope it doesn't. But they don't have the Carl aspect, so I guess they have to go down some type of route with Judith if they're going to keep that. Did you hear about the first episode of season 11 being a two-parter? Both being on the same night? Wait. First episode of season... I don't think I looked at anything from season 11, to be honest. What are you doing, brother? You having a seizure? Been watching for years. I remember when Chibi broke your hard drive. You see Walking Dead getting better with Maggie. Bro, I still have that hard drive. I shit you not. I've always wanted to get it fixed because I got some pictures on this. I got high def, like artist, whatever it is. When you're doing Photoshop work, like the map logo, and I have like some other map stuff and Doomsday Kingdom stuff. I have a lot of Doomsday Kingdom stuff on here, so I do want to get it fixed. But I had someone on the internet hit me up and they were just like, hey, send it to me and I'll fix it. And it's like, no offense, I appreciate it. No offense, but I'm not just going to send it to someone I don't know. I'm just not going to do that. It just doesn't make any logical sense because I could just say, hey, send it to me. I'll fix it. And then be like, yeah, fuck you, dick, because I don't know you. Even if you're the most honest person in the world, I don't know you. And it's not like there's anything on there that's scandalous. It's just Photoshop stuff from Doomsday Kingdom that's now released, so it doesn't matter. But the only thing is I don't even want to risk the chance of losing it. So I'd rather wait and then take it to somewhere where it's not as expensive as that one guy who fucking told me like over $1,000 just to switch the information. Like, what the fuck? Anyhow. Teaser is for the NWO. Too sweet. Will we ever see Rick make a return to the screen? I don't know, bro. He's supposed to be doing the movie, but I don't know. Because now with the final season, knowing that he's real good friends with the cast, and there's a part of me that really thinks, are they going to try, are they going to try to do something where they connect Rick with the final season in some way? And that would be really rushing it. Here, guys, in the comments section, I'm putting another straw poll. We're going to do it soon to see what you guys have to say about this new episode. I wonder if it's any cool. He's like, hey, Maggie. We'll leave that up. Anyhow, predictions for Negan's arc? For season 10, nothing. He's lingering around helping them rebuild, and then we're going to get his Here's Negan, and it's pretty much how Negan became Negan. That's my prediction for his arc. I'm not going to predict season 11 because they could make one deviation, and season 11, he could be doing something totally different, Will we ever see a Rick? Already did that. There was a big bad on Sons of Anarchy named Pope. Yeah, that was a badass season. The end of Pope and Tig and all that shit was fire. I love that. How do you feel the show would be if Frank Darabont was never fired? I'm conflicted because he had some ideas that were really interesting but also sounded really stupid, like following, like zombies eating other zombies. For The Walking Dead, it's dumb. It doesn't fit because then you can't do the guts trick. Frank Darabont wanted to do that. He actually had that in the pilot. I forget, but someone was like, hey, should we not do that? Because it was probably Kirkman. But in the pilot, there's a scene between Morgan and Rick when they're looking out the window, and Morgan is supposed to tell him in the original script, he's like, yeah, they eat, and then if nothing's around, they'll eat each other or something. I think in season 2, there's even a zombie that had eaten another zombie, but it's like one of those cut scenes where you can still see half of the scene. It's a guy hanging, and his legs are all eaten, the zombie's legs. Anyway, the other thing, the dude from Days Gone, who was the lead character in that video game, he was the tank zombie, and apparently in the premiere, Frank Darabont wanted to do a whole episode following the tank zombie, how he became a zombie, and then pick up with our characters. Now, here's the thing. Again, I say like, oh man, it'd be cool to get a story. I like the actor. But in the same strength, would I want to rewatch season 2 to watch an episode that is like a spin-off because it has nothing to do with any of the main characters, just to go, oh, that's what he did before? I don't. It's just such a stupid idea unless it connected in a more organic way that wasn't talked about, I don't know where the fuck Eduardo is, I don't know where he is. I don't know. They didn't mention he got killed. I was kind of assuming and hoping he was with Maggie, but now Maggie's back and he's nowhere around, so I don't know. They should cut the shit calling Rick the Brave Man. Will you watch Army of the Dead on Netflix? Seems like it could be interesting. Oh, I'm definitely going to watch it. I give anything that's zombie related a shot. My prediction for season 11, they'll use a feeding post. Yeah, they fucking better not. No, they already did that in Fear the Walking Dead. Remember, they used the radio, the boombox, I think Frank really didn't understand The Walking Dead, talented writer, though. Well, there's a lot he had right on the money, especially the tone. Like the tone of the first 2 seasons, especially. The tone was incredible. Absolutely incredible. It blows the tone out of the water when it comes to like current Walking Dead. I don't know. I think there's that duality there where when The Walking Dead first started, it was an event. You know, I know the best way to describe it is it was a TV show that felt like mini movies, and it really did. But that shit was an event. Nowadays, it feels like with The Walking Dead having the dialogue intro, some of the really corny music with some of the fight scenes, some of the repetition, some of the dialogue, it feels like bad TV. It feels like soap opera TV. Not soap opera TV. It feels like procedural TV. You know, like the shit that's about firefighters and in the ER and cop shows. It feels like it has that type of a cheap TV feel to it, you know? And it still has a grounded grit to it, but it still feels like it's fighting that duality of the grounded grit with the cheap TV. And I don't know. I don't know why it took that direction. Yo, Ronnie, can you do a flaw and all review on the Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead? That's on the list for sure. We are doing part 2 of... Can I show it? Do I have it? Yeah, right here. We are doing part 2 of Friday the 13th. You guys let me know. What do you like better? This thumbnail or this thumbnail? Just with the old-fashioned footage. I'll fix this. Oh, shit. What happened? Wait. What did happen? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Either this or this. Which one you guys like better? Orange or old? How about that? Because what I'm going to do is I went back and corrected the thumbnail. So Mrs. Voorhees is on the new thumbnail, and I had to re-edit that too because I got hit with a copyright claim. Anyway, Mrs. Voorhees is on the new thumbnail, and then from here on out, I thought I'll put the killer because Jason changes his look in every single movie. Baghead is on number 2. Classic Jason is part 3. Part 4 is with the axe in the head look with the bloody crack in the helmet. And then we have the Roy Jason. We have the zombie Jason look. They're all new looks. You got part 7 or the white mask. Then you got part 7 with the mouth cut off, which is one of my favorite Jason looks. I really, really, really want to get more time to do these Flaw and All reviews because right now I'm balancing doing another job. I should just fucking say it. It doesn't matter, but it's DoorDash. You know, one of my family members was doing DoorDash and they were like, bro, just give it a shot because I'm making mad money. They're in Pennsylvania. And I was like, fucking doing DoorDash? Fuck no, man. I'm not doing that shit. But I decided to try it and I ran out and I was like, yeah, that's not bad. I made, you get paid every week, you beat the shit out of your car, but I have an older car that I've been meaning to get a newer car, so I can beat it down as a work car. Anyhow, so I'm doing that a lot just to get out of this little slump from 2020 was a bitch. 2020 was a bitch, bro. I'm telling you. So once I get out of that hump, I'll be all right. But like I said, I'm just working a different job, and I'm away from my setting here where I can edit. Anyhow. What are you guys saying? Orange? You like the second one? See, that's why I said orange or old, because I don't know what the second one is. I think you said that before I said orange or old. I can't stand the way they insert music into scenes all the time. It takes away from it. Exactly. I showed this off in an old Walking Dead episode where there was no music and you were immersed in what they were doing. Like, for example, when they showed up and they said, yo, we can sleep in the woods, and they were like, nah, we need to just, we can sleep here because then we're in shelter and we can, bottleneck it to where we can keep an eye on what's going on. They, from that point, should have you should have heard them walking over, followed them over, did a little tap, and followed the characters. You can hear the other ones doing their kills, but follow the characters in a little, maybe 1 to 2 cut edit, like a little 2-shot, Follow them out and do it, and then have no music, have them, and do it in a nice and clever way without what they did. I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter. Chilling in the basement, zoning out for days, burning up the haze. Nice. That's just what happens when a show gets drawn out too long, like butter over too much bread. Maybe. These one-on-one conversations in the show are full of thank you or we need you. How many times? Yeah, they do that a lot. First one you guys said, next episode. Orange is nice. Orange. I think I'm going to go with the orange then. A lot of people hate me for this, but season 2 is my favorite season. It's just amazing. The atmosphere, the group being together, the character, plots, brilliance. I like season 2. It might not be up there as my favorite, but I like season 2. Orange like Trump. Orange is spoken. Orange thumbnail. Orange. If they would let whoever was behind revamping Fear Season 6, the main show would kick ass. What the fuck are they doing with Morgan? He should have never left The Walking Dead. Yeah, I hear that. I'm the only one voting number 2. Okay, so you want the old one then. I got you. Ronnie, have you seen WandaVision? No. I binged 8 episodes and love it. Interesting storytelling for Marvel. I think I'm done with Disney Plus. I'm not playing that shit what they fired that chick for. I'm straight up not playing. I canceled everything that I had pre-order wise. I had some stuff pre-order wise. I'm taking a break from Disney and Marvel. And I'm not even someone who agrees with the shit that the chick was saying, but I just don't believe in this whole people have consequences, but they could still say whatever they want. No, I'm not giving Disney a cent of my money unless it's something that is like, I gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I canceled, oh my God, a bunch of things I had that's connected with Disney. I'm just done with it. For right now, I'm just falling back a bit. So I'm not going to watch WandaVision. I wasn't really big into Marvel like that anyhow. You want some Polo Tropico? Tropical, huh? Ronnie, I give you 5 stars. Thank you very much. Jason meets NASA. They already kind of did the space thing. I want Ronnie to bring me food. DoorDash, being a college student, it's perfect for me. 2020 sucked. It did. Tons of side gigs too. Another little side gig I got that kind of came out of nowhere, and then we'll do the poll, is painting figures and statues. I say statues, but I've only actually painted like 2 statues, and it wasn't, it wasn't with an airbrush. It was by hand. And I do want to learn how to paint with an airbrush, but for any Predator fans out there, this is just to give you an example. I was going to make a video showing off some of the stuff I painted for people, but this one Batman I was painting for somebody, but this Predator, I made a severed head. I was going to make a handful of them and sell them. Oh, you can't see it, but he's got this Predator blood. In the movie, he rips this guy's head off. It was, and I actually painted this guy too. I didn't like the color that they had on him, but I was getting into painting shit for people. And when I did a Batman figure and someone was like, yo, I'll give you $100 to do exactly what you did, because I painted it and I shared a picture on the thing, and someone was like, I'll give you $100. I was like, yo, because once you do it, you get the hang of how to do it, but quicker, because painting and building and doing dioramas, it's very time consuming. Looks great, but it's time consuming as fuck. So, like, for example, doing the one severed Predator head, it might take me a few days, but once you get it, you know what to do, how to mix the colors, what parts to use. The tricky part is just finding some of the parts. Like for the Batman, even though dude was like, yo, here's $100, it's still going to cost you 20 straight up to buy the figure. So you're still, no matter what, only making 80. So you have to think about it, but that is another little side hustle I kind of didn't even expect to get into. What's your rating on DoorDash? I think I'm 4.5. I think Frank Darabont had an episode planned out for Tank Walker. Yeah, we just talked about that one. I appreciate your channel, Ronnie. I've never had anyone to talk Walking Dead with. You created something nice. I remember wasting time at work watching your outdoor vids. Nice. Where do you rank season 10 among others? I'm not really sure when it comes to like a true ranking. I can lie to you and say, it's somewhere above average, but I don't know, because like season 8 was so bad, season 9 came back, and then 10 was like yada yada yada. I don't know if when I go back and rewatch it, I'm gonna say, oof, it's just below average. I don't know, but I know it's not at the bottom of the list, but it's also not at the top. So probably around average is where it would fall. I can't vote on the straw poll, brother. Why not? I don't know what to tell you. Listen, I'm going to put the straw poll. You guys vote one more time. Anyone who can't vote for some reason, let me know. Maybe there's a problem with the link. Ronnie always asks about the show, but this time I want to ask, how are you and Juliet holding up during the pandemic? I can't fucking wait till it's over, bro. I think a lot of parents will say that, though, because it just sucks. You got cabin fever. Everything sucks. I mean, everything. I just can't wait for it to be over. I left Alexandria. I thought Alexandria was just a town in the Commonwealth. What? No. No. Yeah, no. Alexandria is nowhere near the Commonwealth. They totally abandon Alexandria in the comic. What happened to Heath? Heath was taken by the group that has Rick right now. He's probably dead. Super chat at 10:30. Just want to let you know. Thank you very much. I don't know how I'm going to find it with time. Let me look over here, though. I don't see any super chat. Wait, I see one 40 minutes ago. That's probably it. Any suggestions on getting more YouTube subscribers? I gave you all the suggestions I know, but you got to upload all the time, and you have to pick something that is of substance, either following news like of substance, or whatever you're doing, it has to be something of substance. Like, for example, I can take like the figure thing I showed you, right? I can sit there and go, oh, do I want to do a figure channel and drop everything else and just do figures? Well, then you think about it and you go, all right, well, let me just look at the numbers here. There's like 10,000 Walmarts. I think there's 10,000 Walmarts worldwide, and there's like 1,800 Targets worldwide. If each store gets about 5 figures, so roughly around 50,000 figures as an estimate released for collectors, the hardcore collectors. So that's about a 50,000. Some of them sell out, some of them don't. So it's like roughly around 50 to 300,000, because some people are going to watch twice. Some people are going to be interested but not actually buying it. So that's the best I'll ever get with the figure thing. So maybe you want to be bigger than that. So maybe you go to the news, yada, yada, yada. Whatever you pick, it has to have substance, and you got to do it all the time. And if you haven't uploaded a video of substance, I don't know what to tell you. If you're not doing that, then that's the only thing you got to start doing. And thumbnails and titles. I think the last time you weren't even putting titles in it. If you don't put titles, YouTube will not show your videos to anybody. You need titles, and titles that make sense, and it's stuff that people search. Ronnie just mentioned Frank and asked us what it was like about him. I was answering, and he's just relaxed, dude. What are you guys talking about? Frank? Who's Frank? Who the fuck is Frank? Are you glad Orange sent you? One of the showrunners revealed in an interview that Jade is training. Oh, yeah, you guys got that. All right, I don't see anyone saying they can't do the straw poll, so one more time, and then let's... Yeah, one more time, and then let's do the poll. Did he catch Cobra Kai Season 3? I haven't watched Season 3 yet. I like Cobra Kai, though. It was good. I don't think I watched Season 2 yet, to be honest. But Season 1 was good. Here we go. So here's the straw poll. I left it down in the comments, so go and vote. I'm gonna go with okay. I didn't hate it, didn't love it, didn't like it, didn't dislike it. It was just okay. It was kind of meh, especially for rewatching. That's my vote. Validating. Thanks for your vote. Show results. I was able to vote. Anyone else having problems? So we got 37% liked it. 37% was just okay. I can see this. For the episode we got where they were traveling from one location to the next, they cleared out an area to sleep, they talked to each other, and then they had one, action moment with a big bad that essentially knocked Daryl out and blew himself up. I mean, that was this episode, So having a split between 37 okay and 37 like, I could definitely see that. And then we have 14% loved it, 7% disliked it, 4% hated it. And again, that makes a lot of sense. Just by watching it, it wasn't like terrible. There was nothing where they were retconning ridiculous shit. So I could see that poll lining up. Poll worked for you. Did you notice how crisp the show looks now? I heard they used film before, but now they went to digital while filming. It looks so clean and fresh now. Yeah, one thing that I actually do like, I liked where they used a film, because it did have that look and feel in the earlier seasons, but now that it doesn't have the movie feel to it, I don't give a shit about the look. So there's really, really crisp images because they don't have that film grain, but when you notice it is some of the far away, not far away, but some of the distanced facial shots. Because sometimes the grain will just get up in the detail way too much. So I do prefer how it looks. I think it'll be more noticeable when you're binging it and you're watching maybe this, and then you let me go over to, I think I have old footage I can show you. Damn, that's not it. Yeah, look, I got Walking Dead episodes here. Movies, Walking Dead related. Walking Dead show. I don't know if I should do episode 1. It might be difficult, tricky to see, but you see how it has a bit of that grain to it? You can see it a lot here as well. Man, season 1 was the shit, yo. You can see it here real good. See what I mean about that? Plus, it's not like a really crisp recording either, but look how clear it is. Especially at nighttime. That's a big difference. You'll notice it when you watch it on your screen between high def and whatnot. Will they move forward with a digital film after these 6 episodes? I'm pretty sure they're sticking with this from now on. I didn't get the idea that they were only doing it for the 6 episodes. I got the vibe from that little, I only breezed through the article, that they were doing it for from now on. But any last questions to come in? Because I do got to shut this down and get some sleep for tomorrow. Got some shit popping off tomorrow. I want to get grinding with, got the comic, got a lot of editing for the Flawn Off for part 2. Missed you too, Crimson. I do miss, doing a live streams and then maybe doing some gaming. I think I miss that a lot. Just kicking it with you guys and playing a game. I think I do miss that a lot. But I am also real excited and eager and focused on banging out the flaws and alls. I'm dead set on having a good chunk of them, and then seeing what we can do and build that up wise. Because while I'm doing that, after a while, when it catches on, if it catches on and we continue to do that, I can edit, because there's 50 plus hours that go into editing one of those videos. I could record my audio, but then go back in and do the edit and the final edit, added images. When I'm doing edits like that, I can do a stream and talk with you guys and go over questions while editing, because it's just getting some of the visuals down, lining it up, getting some of the transitions done when it comes to that type of editing. So, we'll be able to do some streams eventually. But again, my main focus is just to see that the Flaw and Awe series picks up, because I'm pretty much done. I got to be careful how I word this, because every time I say this, people get the wrong idea. But we're still going to talk about The Walking Dead every new episode, and I'm still doing Flaw and Awe reviews for the older episodes, but those are, whenever I get time, because they were hot, but they just weren't too hot. I think they first started real hot, and then the more I did, the less, interest there was, the less views they got. So I'll go back and double check to see if interest is picked up. But I would like to do all of season 2. And if that's good, I would like to revisit all of season 3. I think now that they're getting more older, I think there is a growing interest to kind of revisit, because it's been 10 years, you know what I'm saying? To revisit season 2 and season 3, especially, because we've revisited season 1 a lot. But to go back from 1 to 4, I think there's something special there to revisit. And then by the time we do that, maybe, it'll be nice to go back and check out 5 and so on, because we're not going to do it in 2021. It'll take like 2021, 2, and 3 if we do the series each episode. Anyhow. But I'm real interested to build that up and see where it goes. If it goes good, we can work around the Flaw and Awe schedule, especially since I'm still looking at where's the best place to do like one forum area. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a Discord open, but that was kind of like, I think it was like 5 people saying, do Discord. I got the idea that there was like 100 people wanting to do it. And Discord's just not really on and popping. I don't even think I've even written in the Discord in a while, because I don't know. It's just like, you don't want to do something if you're doing something over and over again and there's no real communication. It's like, well, why am I doing it? I'll wait till more people jump aboard. But I would like to have one spot where to post something. The only problem is, you get people that are like, well, don't do it on Facebook because I hate Facebook. Don't do it on Twitter. I don't have Twitter. I have this. It would be nice to have one little location, because you can't trust YouTube. Everyone tells me YouTube doesn't give you the notifications. If you could reboot The Walking Dead, what streaming service would you have it on or work with? Well, if we're talking Fantasyland, after Game of Thrones, I would probably put it on HBO, because I'm hoping they know better. Before, they were all types of stupid. But you can never trust them, because it takes one idiot, who's ever high up enough to fuck it over. Any new movies to recommend? No, I don't think so. I watched the new Wrong Turn movie. Outside of that, I haven't watched too much. I did watch something. What was it, though? Fuck. I don't know. I did watch something. I can't remember it. I think it was alright too. Oh, I watched Parasite, but that's nothing new. I liked it, but it was way different than what people said it was. And that kind of threw me for a loop, Have you ever visited Georgia? No. I always wanted to, and I kept pushing it back. And I guess I'm probably never going there. Do you ever think Daryl will ever get laid? I hope so. He needs it. Herschel being a badass. Glad they didn't do a comic version of him. Herschel being a badass. Question mark. I don't know if you're asking me if he's going to be a badass. Glad they didn't do a comic version of him. Yeah, I don't understand your question at all. Because it's like you're asking me, but you're telling me in like a statement. But then you say, glad they didn't do a comic version of him. Are you talking about baby Herschel or adult, like old man Herschel? I think you mean old man Herschel, because we didn't get there yet. Glad they didn't do a comic version of him. Yeah, comic Herschel sucked compared to show Herschel. Mommy with some more coins in the bank. I appreciate that from my piggy bank. I may have missed out, but when are you doing your Doomsday Kingdom video volume 1? Oh, yo, Mommy Hernandez, thank you very much for bringing that up. I just thought about that the other day to mention in the stream, and I totally forgot already. Apparently there was a ton of delays with USPS, but some people have finally received their packages like a week or so ago. There's a couple people, I'll tell you right now, for Doomsday Kingdom, there's a few people that your books got returned to us, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but we have to buy them back when they get returned. Not the book itself, but when we ship it out, if it gets shipped back to us, sent back to us, and we didn't have that option on it to pay for return shipping, whatever that dumb thing is, we have to pay them shipping just to get the book back from the post office. And I think it might be a U.S. thing only or some select international. I don't know why, because it's not for every return. There's been a few returns where they just left it in my P.O. box. Anyhow, long story short, there's some people in Canada that ordered a book. One person didn't give us the right address. And if I already spoke to you, you're totally different. I'm talking about, I got a stack here of people that have not answered my emails for 2 months now. Another person just didn't claim it. Another person, the address, they weren't there and they didn't forward it. I don't know. So please, if you have not gotten your book, everyone should have it by now. Check your emails, check your Indiegogo accounts. We send a tracking number to everybody because we do have a few here, 4 or 5 of them, where people didn't have the right addresses, people didn't claim their books for customs or whatever it is. So please check. But anyway, back to Mommy's. We're doing a stream where we're going to talk all spoilers about the very first volume. Now, we're probably going to set that up in the coming week or two, so keep an eye out for that. I will put it up to, what is it called? Where you could put the thumbnail and announce it on YouTube early. I will give you guys a few days notice, but it'll be coming up real soon because by now, everyone got their volume and everyone's read it already. And the select people that have missed out, it's just unfortunate, but we're going to move forward with it. So within the next week or two, Mommy, thank you very much for bringing that up. Hit the sack. I'm going to hit the sack, brother. How about Flaws and Awes on Bone Tomahawk? I'm curious what your thoughts are. See, I don't know if these are serious questions or if you're just fucking around. I just recently saw it and thought it was sickening in a good way. Soft batch. I already did Bone Tomahawk, Flaw and Awe, to be honest. I love that movie. I already did it. Matter of fact, and again, I can't tell if you're just fucking with me or if you're serious, you have no idea. Because that's like one of those weird movies where it's like, that's a little too weird. But if you by chance are being legit, I will give you a link, I hope. Bone. Where's the... Oh, come on. Yeah, here's the Bone Tomahawk Flaw and Awe review. I put the link in the comments section. And you know what I noticed? I think that video actually got a good amount of views. That video blew up. I didn't realize that. But it was, because no one really talked about Bone Tomahawk when I did it. It was kind of sitting there when I first released it, and it didn't get a lot of play. But I noticed now it got a lot of play. If The Walking Dead was on HBO, do you think it would be more violent, and would kids still be watching it? I think it should be the most violent. And whether kids watch it or not, I think it should be the most violent. But HBO is not necessarily like aimed at kids, so I would have to say I hope not, you know? Yeah, Bone Tomahawk is awesome. It's one of my favorite movies, for sure. Would you do some Flaw and Awe reviews on the World Beyond? No, I will not do World Beyond. I'm not doing Flaw and Awe for Fear the Walking Dead, and I will not do it for World Beyond. Definitely not. Maybe, and I shit you not, If somebody was like, yo, Ronnie, here's a $500 fucking, I'll pay you to do it, maybe I would consider it. And I'm not even going to fucking play with you. If someone did that, like if we were doing a stream and someone dropped something heavy, and that's all they wanted, I'd be like, fuck it, I'll do one, but I'm not going anywhere near that. And that doesn't mean forever. That just means like for right now, we're not going to get into it. But who knows if the Flaw and Offer of The Walking Dead caught on and we had a good chunk of people that, like, let's say 20,000 to 50,000 people that were constantly watching it. And I don't know, we had a week where people were like, do that as like a little event or a thank you type of thing. Maybe we'll do it, but not while I'm struggling to get the series off the ground. I won't go anywhere near it. Thoughts on The Walking Dead Deluxe so far? I like rereading The Walking Dead in color, but I'm kind of sick of buying all the variants. But it sucks though, because if I don't have the comic shop save all the variants, I don't get the specific cover I want. It's just a pain in the ass. So, and I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to support my local comic shop, I already saw that Gremlins Mountain Dew commercial. That was funny. Got a headache. I don't know why I'm water drinking, but I haven't had any in 5 hours. Well, drink some water, bro. I think he's trolling too, because that's such a weird movie to pick, All right, I got to shut this down and get rolling. But thank you very much for stopping by, showing some support. And I'll see you guys coming up for Friday the 13th, Flaw and All reviews. And I think that's all I think that's all I want to officially say for now. But stay tuned, because we're going to be doing the live stream for, we got a few things popping off. The live stream for the Doomsday Kingdom spoiler discussion. And that's for everyone who got the book. So I might send an email to everyone who, if you guys check your emails. And then we're also doing an announcement for the physical of issue 5 and for Public Enemy #1, which is the second book on Indiegogo for Doomsday Kingdom. You can sign up now if you want. Before I leave, let me give you that. Sign up. You know what? I don't have it. Just go to Indiegogo, search Doomsday Kingdom, find the Public Enemy #1, because there's 2 of them now, and then sign up for it, because if you go on to back it, you're going to get an exclusive art card, similar to what we did with the first one. Am I excited for Invincible? Not really. I like the conversation. Oh, fuck you, bro. I knew moving the Predator would make him fall. Bruh. His head's all jacked up. Yeah. I want to make a bunch of these and sell them. Little decapitated Predator heads. I like the conversation between Daryl and Maggie. Night, Ronnie. Night, guys. Be safe out there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have you read every Walking Dead comic? Yes, I have. I've read them all. And every Doomsday Kingdom comic so far. Obviously. Good night.